Hi everyone, welcome to today's studio chat. I am going to be just showing you this sped up demonstration. This is from my Brushflow community, and we're going to be talking about one of the biggest mistakes I find artists or new painters doing when they are learning. So let's get into it. Okay, now the first thing I like to do when I am working on a painting is I like to get rid of the white. The white can be very glaring, and it's one of the first things that I often do, not always, but I often do in a painting is get rid of that white. So in this case, I've added this nice warm yellow orange ground colour because I want that glow to come through and pop through in different places. Now, the second thing that I like to do is I like to map out the big shapes. Now, this is the mistake that I see often, is that a lot of new painters are in a hurry to get to the detail, and I get it. The highlights are the fun bits, the detail is what makes the painting, it's what brings the painting alive, but this is really something that needs to be left to the end. We need to create structure in the painting to begin with. So I will often do either a value study, or in this case, I'm mapping out those bigger shapes. So you can see I've got a big shape for the sky, I've got a big shape for the trees, and then I've got the big shape for the water and those other areas. This is going to give me an overview of everything and if it's working. So I can simplify the forms really down to just big shapes. Now, if I went straight in and I started to just put in all the details inside the trees, or I started to paint lots of stones, I don't have the structure or the foundation underneath that's going to really help to build upon that. So now you can see that I'm just starting to break up those trees so that they're not flat, because again, if I just left them as big flat shapes, it wouldn't really work. I wouldn't get the depth in there. I wouldn't be able to give that sense of the trees. So once I have those bigger shapes, I can then start to break down some of those elements. But notice I'm also leaving pops of that warm tone coming through. That is really key to the process that I like to do, is I like to have elements of that coming through. It just adds unity to the whole painting. So when you're putting down your bigger shapes, start with big brushes. The bigger the brush, the better. It's going to stop you from getting into the detail. Make sure that you step back often when you're working so that you can view the painting from further away. Again, this is going to help you to really focus on the structure of the painting, not get focused in on the details. If you're working from a reference image, you might find it helpful to actually blur the image or take your glasses off or squint at the image. So again, you're not looking at those smaller elements, you're just looking for those bigger structures in the painting. Okay, so now you can see that I am starting to work on the painting, but notice how I am moving the brush around the piece. I'm not finishing one particular area and moving on. If I have a colour and I can use it elsewhere, then I will do that. Or I might tweak that colour and put it somewhere else. I'm working on the whole piece, and again, that adds unity to the whole picture. Now I'm going on and I'm starting to bring out the light. So I have that structure underneath. Now you can see that you can see their trees, but I haven't overpainted them. I haven't made them too detailed because I really wanted to push those back. Now I can start to go in and I can make those brush marks and I can make those smaller changes. And as long as I'm sort of working to the value structure of the painting, which is the degree of light or dark, it will ultimately work. So I'm not using huge amounts of colours, I'm mixing my colours. This is something that I do a lot of. I don't use loads of colours, I work with a smaller amount of colours, and then I can, it forces me to mix those. And this is really what I teach in my lessons, is not just here's the painting, but actually here's the painting and here's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So you can see now that I am moving on to a smaller brush, but I've really kind of held back from getting there too quickly because Otherwise, I'm just laying on nothing really. So now I've got those bigger shapes and I have that structure. I can go in and I can start to make those changes. And it is the fun part, I'm not going to lie. When you start to build in the detail and the light and you start to put it on, it really brings the painting alive. But we have to have those bigger shapes and those solid structure, that foundation. And I always compare it to building a house. Not that I've ever built a house, but you wouldn't just start laying bricks onto mud. You would have that foundation underneath that's going to help support the house. And it's the same with painting. If we don't have that structure and that foundation underneath, then ultimately it's going to fall apart. Now, you'll see that in this case, I've lost quite a bit of the orange undertone, but there are pops of it coming through here and there. And in some paintings, I will have even more so. So the key message here really is, just to recap, is to use a ground colour if you don't like the glare of your white surface. Put something down. It could be the complementary colour. It could be you're putting down a warm tone if you want to have, if you've got a predominantly cool painting, or it could be vice versa. There are no strict rules as to what ground colour you put in. It's really what's going to work for the picture. Next, you want to lay down, you can get the drawing down, but you want to lay down those bigger shapes. Get that structure in there, get that value structure in there. Make sure your composition is working as a whole before you start going in with the detail. So big shapes, big brushes, no detail. Then as the painting progresses, you can make sure that you put your colours in various places. You can then start to move on to your smaller brushes if you, once you start to get to the detail. So stop thinking about the finished painting, the end result. Think more about the process and the stages that you need to go through before you get to the end result. Be patient with yourself and don't be in a hurry to get to the detail. Your painting will be stronger, clearer, and it will work so much more if you build up those different elements. So next time you go to do a painting, just take a moment to think about the overall structure. Look at those big shapes, look at your image and squint. Try and eliminate the detail. Use your bigger brushes, hide your small ones if you need to. Keep stepping back. Throughout my demonstrations, I'm always stepping back. When I'm painting, I'm always stepping back and looking at the overall structure of the painting. Even if you have to step away for a few minutes and come back, avoid getting to those exciting parts until the painting is absolutely ready. Hopefully you found that interesting. I'm always offering lots of tips inside my website, so please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and come across and have a look, and happy painting.